Welcome back. It is time for our Amazing Race European Adventure Recap, Season 38, Episode 8, although it feels like Season 97, Episode 432.
Well, you know, I think we only have 4 episodes left now.
Oh, I was going to ask you.
I think December 10th is the finale, I believe.
Okay, that will be here before you know it.
Yep.
I apologize for being negative. But I'm just going to say, for jumping back in, I don't know if this is the right season for me to jump back in. I thought we would because of my Big Brother connection.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of a meh, and it seems like that's kind of the consensus across the board online, too. So, but you know, maybe 39 will just go off with a bang.
Well, you know what? So let's get into it, because this 8th leg, the people who had fast passes or express passes had to use them by the end of this leg, which we were talking about last week, because we never heard him say it to Taylor and Kyland last week. They said it to Jess and Jag, so we were like, do they get an extra week? But no.
And it's easy that we could have just missed it, too, though.
That's true. There's so much, I mean, words going on all the time that you kind of miss things. Anyway, so there's a roadblock. Who's ready for an Expedia adventure? Well, they are. So they're going to go to a Romanian Easter egg hunt, which I thought this was kind of fun, though.
Yeah. I don't know if I consider it much of an adventure, but, you know, it was fun.
I agree.
They had to find these little eggs out in the field, and each egg has a different design, but they had to match it with this giant egg. And then once they thought they had to roll it over to the expert in this funky chicken.
Funky chicken, I like that better.
Funky chicken costume, and see if it was right. I mean, for the most part, you know, some teams struggled, but it's like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So
some teams did have a really hard time.
Right. I was kind of curious if there were, I think, 8 teams. I was wondering if there were only 8 eggs out there, or if they had a few extra, matching.
Good question.
But there was an extra egg anyways, because Jack and Jas decided to use their express pass here. But it really didn't help them, because Tucker and Eric finished about 30 seconds later, so they didn't really get much of a lead.
So I was actually surprised. I mean, I knew they were going to use it, but then see how fast Eric and Tucker were at it. And other teams struggled so hard.
Yeah, well, I mean, the benefit of being there first is you have all the eggs to look through compared to them being dwindled down a little bit.
That's true. And Joseph and Adam were last at the roadblock.
Yep.
Speaking of having a very hard time doing that, they
were struggling.
Yes. Okay, so then after that, it was the detour. And the detour was the beat or hit the note. I don't know which. I would have done the dance one. Come on, let's be honest. I would have done the dance.
Yeah.
That note playing seemed very challenging. But here's the thing I thought. If they could do the Rubik's Cube, they could probably do the flute.
Right. I wasn't sure which one. I mean, I'm not like musically gifted in dance or instrument playing. I probably would have gone the pan flute. I did think it was funny earlier in the episode, Izzy and Paige were like, we're praying for a musical challenge. And I was like, we're going to have a music challenge in this one.
Did you not find it very odd, too, that this was she's a flautist in real life, and then they had this challenge?
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it could just be a coincidence. Who knows? But for the dance, they had to learn the Romanian folk dance. Or for the flute, they had to assemble the pan flute.
They had to put it together. Yeah.
This is where Taylor and Kyland end up using their fast pass. They go to the dance, they pass it up. You know, good for them. Per usual, on the way there, Chelsea and her dad Jack get lost. But what's new?
What's new with that? Nothing.
Right.
And them yelling at each other.
Yeah. And then also, too, during the dance routine, while they're practicing, Adam's blood sugar is getting real low.
Okay, you know what's something I thought of when I did this? I wonder if they've ever thought about, you know what? We shouldn't, if somebody's going to be seriously ill or their health is going to be jeopardized, should we even have them on the race? Because that's something you got to think about.
I mean, for blood sugar, I feel like, I don't have low blood sugar to know, but I feel like, you eat the snack and they seem to bounce back relatively quickly, because even then, they were like, he was like, I don't want to wait 15 minutes. So, I mean, yes, 15 minutes can be a lot, but it's not terrible, to have to wait 15 minutes.
Yeah, but in a race, though, that means...
Yeah, the race, it can mean
just saying.
Life or death, so.
And then, the route info is to prepare, I don't know how to say this word, is it mish?
I spelled it out how I thought it sounded, so I think it is mish.
Mish, okay.
Mish, but it's spelled M-I-C-I.
M-I-C-I, okay.
Yeah.
I would have said misi.
Yeah, right, that's what
I thought.
It looked like, but I'm pretty sure it's mish, which are basically sausages.
Like sausage rolls.
Yeah.
And you had to prepare them and make them all the exact same size, shape, length. I mean, they were very particular about how...
Yeah. The teams seem to have gotten this size pretty accurate, but it was like the ends were a little messy. So some of them had to go back and do that again. But then they got to eat one, and they all seemed to rave about it.
It made me hungry. It's like, I want to try that.
Maybe we should make it on the show.
Could we really? Let's
not?
try that. That's a good idea. I
Yeah.
really, because they did look really good.
It did. I mean,
And whatever dipping sauces they were using, we had to find
they
that.
used mustard.
So it was mustard.
It was just
I thought there was a
mustard.
red one and a yellow one, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, I think they had a variety of sauce, dipping sauces, but for like the teams, it was just mustard.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could try anything.
I wonder if it's regular or spicy or. We'll search that.
There we go.
It's Romanian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We'll search it, 'cause I want to make one now. So they finally do that. Then, after they eat it, it's the pit stop. Now, here's where it's very weird because Jas and Jag do make it, but Tucker and Eric left technically before them.
Yeah. Which I think it came down to, at one point, Tucker and Eric's cab driver took a wrong turn and had to
that's
use a
yes.
U-turn. And then Jag and Jas's driver was like, I know a shortcut. Are you okay with me
Yeah,
taking
I
the
know.
shortcut? So I think that the drivers are just how lucky they were. Unfortunately, in the end, Joseph and Adam do come in last. Adam felt just so crushed and defeated because he felt like he was holding Joseph back and Joseph was carrying him because of his blood sugar the whole
Right,
time.
right. See, that's what I'm saying. It's not his fault.
Right, I don't think it's his fault either. Yes, they've had a couple moments, but it's never really set them back or hurt them at all.
Right.
You know, I wouldn't even say it's the factor that played into this one. You know?
I will say, too, I was very shocked how emotional. But, okay, before Phil says what he says, they were super emotional. Even
Yeah.
just getting there, knowing, you're the last team.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they were very emotional. And then, what does Phil say?
It's a non-elimination leg. So Jeremy and I talked about this before. The last few episodes, each time it's like the last team to the pit stop may instead of will. And I've been like, when are they going to do that? But then in this episode, it was also May again. And Phil actually said it this time instead of the teams reading the clue. So Jeremy and I were talking, it's like, did they plan this out? Or was it already like that, or were they waiting for a specific team?
So here's what I thought about, too. After we talked about it this morning, then I was thinking about it more during the show. And I was thinking, what if they had, let's say, 3 or 4 legs where they said May, and the producers were trying to wait for the right time to use it depending on what. I'm just saying producers produce for a reason, kind of knowing how they want their storyline to go.
Yeah.
So they could have used it on the second leg. Let's say of these 4, that second of those 4 or the third, and then finally like, well, like the express pass, we got to use it now or never because it's getting down to the wire.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I haven't produced a show like this, but in my opinion, I feel like you would want to have that set on which leg you're going to do that for sure. So then it doesn't look like you're playing favorites. And I mean, they might have had
And they may
that.
not- they may-
This
yeah.
is just guesstimating.
And they could have been playing a mental game with when the contestants read it, said the last person may
That's
be
true.
eliminated. So they could get false hope also, thinking, oh, maybe it's not an elimination.
Personally, I wish they would have done it when it was poor Rubina and her sister
Yes,
because
me
I
too.
really liked them and I feel like they could have gotten a little farther.
And I will reiterate this. I think the editors of this show have caught on because I've gotten less let's go than at the beginning. But they still say let's go a lot. And I'm over the let's go.
Yeah.
But they do say it. But I'm just saying.
Maybe they're just exhausted.
I'm exhausted. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, guys, you can catch new episodes of The Amazing Race Wednesday nights on CBS. We'll be right back.